Yes, hello. This case study today is about a guy named Dan Palmer versus the Board of Education and the Superintendent, uh, Mr. Peter Morisi. And this case study is about a kid who was a high school football player at Huntington Central High School. He was a wide receiver, and what happened was he and a few other schoolmates were in a broadcasting course in the evening, and after school hours, some drug paraphernalia and alcohol was found in the classroom the next day, and of course they all knew that they were in there, and they had to sit down and they had to speak with the administrators about what happened. And Palmer, he initially did state that he had smoked marijuana and had been using alcohol on the school grounds. Now, Dr. Graham is the principal of the school, and he suspended Mr. Palmer for 10 days from school and any extracurricular activities. So after this was told to Mr. Palmer, to Daniel Palmer, Dr. Grimm also phoned uh, Dan's father, James, and let him know about the incident that had happened at the school. Also, after he phoned his parents, he also contacted Mr. Merlucci, who is the superintendent of the school. And when the Mr. LaRucci did some investigation and met with other administrators about the situation, he felt that there should have been some additional punishment done to Mr. Palmer for his offenses. And what that was an additional 60-day restriction from any extracurricular activities that Mr. Palmer was in. Now, I'm thinking that this would mean that he probably would miss the rest of his senior season in high school football for this offense that he made. So, Mr. LaRucci did come down and give him a 60-day. So his parents appealed, and they took it to court to say that this was too harsh of a punishment for Mr. Daniel Palmer, and so they took it to court, and the court reached a verdict that Mr. Palmer was wrong for having been smoking weed and using drugs, alcohol and drugs on the school's property, and that Mr. That Dr. Graham and Mr. Buckley, which was the coach, actually didn't do anything wrong with the 10-day suspension, and as well as the suspension of the athletics for the 10 days. So the major problem was the parents thought that the 60 days from the superintendent was way too harsh, but in the court findings, Daniel Palmer's actions was enough to be disciplined, and the court ruled in favor of the defendants, which is Mr. Marusi and the school district because of he went against the school's policies using drugs and alcohol and paraphernalia on the school grounds. So a due process was given that day by Dr. Grimm and Mr. Buckley and the New Jersey State Commissioner of Education. So Mr. Palmer did not win the case. Thank you.